Today's discussion is going to be on one aspect of ride height adjustment with coilovers. I run into this problem quite a bit where a person contacts me and says that no matter how much they adjust the upper or lower spring perch or upper spring perches on their coilovers, they can't get all four corners of the car to be at the same ride height. Well, that may not be possible to do. It's not a function of the suspension, it's a function of the car. So the purpose of this discussion is to explain how that's the case and how to avoid running into this sort of trap. So to make things easy, we're going to use an RC car because it's a lot simpler to move around and lighter than using a full-size car. So we don't need the suspension at all for this. We just need the car body, this part. If you pretend this is the chassis of your car, and you put the thing on the ground and you measure the ride height at all four corners from the top of each fender arch to the road surface. In a perfect world, you're going to end up with all four measurements that are identical. We get people who say, well, the left rear corner is half an inch higher, and they keep messing with it, trying to adjust things, trying to get it perfect, and that's just not possible in this case. So let me explain why. This car body, in its natural state right now, is perfectly flat and what I call unwarped. All the ride heights at all four corners are exactly the same. But the actual car chassis of a real car isn't necessarily built that way. Fenders can be installed or removed from the car can get tweaked from accidents. There's some tolerances from the factory in terms of how carefully the quarter panels are welded on and so forth. So I want to demonstrate some things with this body. So we're going to warp it with a piece of tape. So take this, put it in one corner, go to the opposite diagonal, fasten the tape on to pre-stress the body. This is obviously an extreme case, but it makes it real obvious. So now you can see that we can get three corners of the car, front left, rear right, at the same ride height. But the front right is going to be way higher because the car is warped, like so. If we push down on this corner, we can get these three corners at the same ride height, but the left rear is always going to be incorrect. So this is what happens to a smaller degree with someone's full-size car when they're trying to adjust corner weights or ride heights. So you need to check the car for this to make sure that you don't have this problem. If you send me the four corner heights of the car, I can take that data and I can calculate how flat the chassis is itself. So it won't matter if the car is, if you have the ride heights adjusted like this, or the whole car is rolled, or whatever, it makes no difference. I can take those four corner heights and do some calculations on the data, and it will tell you how flat the car is. Then you know when you're adjusting the ride height, the right rear corner, for instance, is always going to be a quarter inch high. And don't try to get any flatter than that because it's not possible. Or the left rear corner is going to be half an inch higher or something like that.